dun 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 dun. Oh, hold on, I gotta sip of water. Dun 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 dun. Hi, welcome to another Getting Projects Done with me, Chris. We're gonna work on our Necrons from the Indomitus box set, so it's gonna be pretty dry. I've been working on my Royal Warden, and the intention is to get him done, as well as between other things, I'm just going to, get other warriors done, because I've got like a whole bunch ready to go. Hold on here. Where are we at? Oh, jeez Louise, I just dropped a whole bunch of my little stands here or my little clippies for holding parts. Anyway, dropping all sorts of stuff now. I need more workspace is what I need. Anyway, I've got like a whole whack ton of Necrons to work through, so I'm not lacking in any projects to get done. Here, let's switch over to the paint cam. Yeah, so we got a whole bunch of Necrons. We got the little Scarabs ready to go. We got some more warriors, and we got the destroyers. Did I give the destroyers a wash? I don't think so. But anywho, that is the plan for today, and of course we're going to work on the Royal Warden. Patrons already have access to the videos, tutorials on how I went about painting a lot of the things going on this guy. I am taking my time a bit working on this guy, as he is a character piece, so the character pieces I will spend a little bit more time kind of prettying them up and making them look cool, and so, but this is pretty much the theme that's going to run through the Necron army. It's this kind of look, this shiny chrome with the tempered steel blades and fluorescent colorings and all that jazz. I was toying with the idea of putting a marking or something on the shoulder pad. I don't know. Something I was toying, an idea I was toying with. But either way, this guy is pretty much close to being done. There's just a few things I want to touch up here and there, but otherwise, yeah, he's pretty much done. I actually went ahead and did some highlights on the black of his gun. It's kind of hard to see here, as the highlights are very, very subtle. I did my usual way of doing the black, how I normally do black. Anybody who's very familiar with how I go about things will know what I'm talking about. And for the rest of you who don't, well, that's for you to figure out. James of Kent, afternoon Chris, afternoon everyone, afternoon James of Kent. So let's get to work. We're just gonna start painting stuff and getting stuff done, getting her done. Alrighty, so one thing I do, I did some highlights on the little cord here, but I think I want to throw a little bit brighter highlights on the cord. I was toying with the idea of painting the little wires in his guts that kind of dangle out, but I kind of like how it looks like right now, and I think what I want to do is, you see how like I have this little effect going on the power cable. I think I might want to do it on that coupling that runs right there. I don't know, I kind of like how it looks without it, and I think I'm going to do the effect that I did on the return cables on this cable here. Maybe this is a return cable, right? I don't know, making it up. So I think maybe that's what I'll do. We'll work on that right now. Of course, I need all my colors for that. So, off to here. What else did I use? I used that one as well, I believe. Yeah, pretty sure this was just the colors I used. Yeah, she's still really warm in my parts, so you might hear a slight droning in the background. That is a bunch of fans I've got running. For whatever reason, I don't know, it's my basement gets so damn warm. I don't know why. It perplexes me. So, either way, we're just going to get to work. Start working on stuff. Getting this stuff done. Grab a little bit of water. There we go. There we go. There. And yeah. So I'm just using some Nagroth Night for the cabling, because I do have this kind of purpley vibe going on the models, so that's why I'm making the choices that I'm making. I'm usually not too worried about the back side of things, just because, you know, you oftentimes don't really see it, although I will try and get to some of them from this funny little angle and this even funnier angle. I usually don't worry about these things just because the tendency is to end up making a mistake, so yeah, it's often why I don't bother. Oop. Alright, so Nagroth Night. Give that a moment to dry. Then we're going to switch over to some Xeris Purple. James of Kent, it's quite interesting to see all the different painters, different takes on the new box models. Well, sure, of course. You know, I mean, you know, with miniature painting, you are only limited by your imagination, so I'm going to take this Xeris Purple and mix it into the Nagroth Night. Just kind of going for a 50-50. Just brightening up Nagroth Night or darkening Xeris Purple, whichever way you want to look at it. And with this color, now the effect I've got going on the return cables, I want to duplicate that idea here, so I'm going to start right around here. Why not? Yeah. Basically just using the thickness of the brush to determine the size of each of the little segments I'm doing. Kind of see on camera, but yeah, no worries. Again, the effect is kind of subtle, as it is fairly dark. You can take a little bit more Xeris Purple, all on its lonesome now. Slap a little bit onto my palette. It's hard to see where the hell I've laid these things now. Yeah, there we go. create these like little nodes running along the cord, giving the impression that it's, you know, there's like a pulsing effect going on. That's what I'm initially creating here. I'm gonna take some Genestealer Purple next. I was just using these, so I just have to give them a quick little shake. Just get it moving. I'm gonna throw this into my pure Xeris Purple, just for giggles. Just to brighten up Xeris Purple a little bit. Genestealer Purple has quite a bit of like a white quality in it. Lightens up the color quite a bit, which is what we want. And there we go. I want it to be a bit brighter at the beginning of the little area, not too consistent because I want it to also taper off. Kind of like that. Not sure how well that's showing up on the camera, but yeah. Next, I'm going to take some white. Where's some white scar? Yeah, we're going to grab some white scar. We're going to slap that in there. Into that mixture. Not too much, but enough. Just to bring it up a bit. It's probably closer to like a 1-to-1, I suppose. White into the previous mixture. If you're using like edge colors, it's kind of like what's that really light lilac? I think it's called. It's a really, really light purple tone. See what I'm doing here. Too intense, I think. But that's okay because we can always knock that back. And in fact, I do want to have a bit more of this light purple tone here, so I'm going to take a little bit of the previous mixture, which I still have on my palette, and just reinforce that idea. Yeah. Just get a little bit more of this lighter tone. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So it just forces it back a little bit. And then I am going to make the leading pulse just a little bit more dominant. Just like so. I'm actually going to add a bit of a curvature to it. Yeah. Yeah. Just like that. Then we're going to take some white. Add that to our previous mixture. Old Man Logan! Happy Friday, dear friend. How are you today? I'm well. I'm well. I'm cooking in my basement, but I'm well. Yeah, right around there is good. Again, the effect I'm looking for here is not a full-on glow. Because I'm imagining that the wires themselves, see there's 3 wires, The darker purple are the ones that I imagine are going back to the Necron, and then the bright tone is coming towards his gun. It's coming from the Necron, right? So that's kind of the idea that I'm running with there. Is that based in anything? No, I don't think so. I don't think Necron lore goes into how they're powered up and all that jazz. Yeah, right there, and then just a little bit there, and then just a tiny amount there. Tiny. There we go. Tiny. Yeah. It just gives you a bit of this impression of a pulse. I do want some more transitory purple tones though. Let's take a little bit more of our darker mixture here. Actually, let's lighten it up just a little bit. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah. Just something a little bit like that. Yeah. And we'll come back. Throw in a little bit more of the pure, brighter color. And just bring up the central core of it. Yeah. A little too much there, but that's okay. So we can always come back with our previous color and just bring that back down a bit. Just like so. Let's take a little bit of Nagroth Night here. I'm just going to thin it down to a glaze. Probably even thinner than a glaze. I'm just going to taper off the back end here. Knock some of this brightness down. Like so. Just a little too intense. Just looking for a little bit of a transition there. Not too much. Yeah, screw it. Let's use a little bit of pure white. Just put a dot right on that leading edge. There we go. Just right just a little bit, just to indicate a little bit of a pulse. I'll take a little bit of this previous color here, expand upon that brightness. That's fun. Now it's starting to feel more like a pulse moving through there. And then, once that's dry for the moment, I will hit it with some volupus. Anyway, this I am going to run through my mixer. Oh yeah. You probably can't hear it running, but it's going. good stuff. Good stuff. Old Man Logan, picking up a copy of Indomitus tomorrow. Not a VIP with GW. You should have them start working on new Eldar using your VIP status as leverage. Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. Man, what I wouldn't give for a steady hand grip. I thought you already had a steady hand grip. For anybody who's wondering what he's talking about, this thing that I use is made entirely by me, and it's the steady hand grip. Nice, glad you brought it back down from the bedroom. Yeah, you know it. Alright, so we're just taking a little bit of saturation out of the color, and we're just going to hit the entirety of the coil, whatever it is, cord, and just like that. Yeah, there we go. Feels a bit more like these other ones here, the return. So basically what my idea was is that these are like the return. So as I'm imagining these Necron warriors, right? Because why on earth does his gun plug into his bum? Well, it's not his bum, it's his spine, but why does it plug into him, right? If not being powered by him. So what if it's kind of like Tyranids, where their gun is kind of like in a symbiosis with the warrior, and to power his gun, it's powered off of his, his power supply, whatever that is. And so I'm looking at 3 wires. Why would you have 3 wires running to the gun? I don't know. So I figure if it's kind of like you imagine, it's draining life from him, then what if the big thick one runs to the gun so it can draw lots of power, and then there's returns that come back, right? Because like a circuit, you have a positive and negative. So you have the leads going in and the negatives coming out in the grounding wires, right? So these are kind of like the grounds, and that's the positive going in. I'm making it up, but it kind of makes sense to my my goofy way of thinking. And yeah, I don't know, just my thoughts. So next, let's grab, do we got a gray over here? We do have a gray. That's kind of, yeah, no, let's go with this gray. We're gonna go with Celestra gray. I'm just gonna do just a little touch-ups here and there as far as highlights are concerned. Nope, have been hoping they would be made available soon. I have I actually put the wheels in motion to get a bunch of them made, the steady hand grips, and I have all of my materials. I just have not redone my molds to do another order, because my molds from previous, they ran through so many that they're actually kind of worn. So yeah, that's what's been the holdup, is I just haven't gotten around to redoing the molds. But I have like everything I need to redo my molds. I just haven't done it. I've been just kind of busy, staying on top of current releases and such. All right. So all I wanted to do was touch a few of these little things here on this textured cable. So we're just gonna go toot 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 toot. Just to bring a bit more to that detail. Again, I'm spending a bit more time on this guy, just because he's a character, and should spend a little bit more time on your characters, right? All right, I'm grabbing a little bit of water in my bristles. I'm thinning this Celestra gray down a bit, and I'm going to do just a little bit more edging on some points here, just to bring up. I think on just the leading edge of the gun, I want it to be just a little brighter. Sorry if I'm going quiet here, it's because I'm concentrating. I'm thinking really hard. I'm thinking. Yeah, that highlight is quite stark up on that top. It's alright though. Just defining some of the edges a little bit more. Yeah, that's alright. It's a little bit much, but it's okay. Let's grab a little more. Let's do the front on this side here. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Alrighty. There was something else I wanted to take care of. James and Kent, would a bum-powered gun shoot farts? A gas flyer? A gas flyer. Gas flare? Yeah, these could be a gas flare. You could say that these are gas flares. You know what? I accidentally bumped a few of the little orbs inside the gun. And I kind of like how that looks, that little highlight in the center. A couple of them got bumped while I was doing just the edges there. I kind of like that little spot highlight in there. I'm going to add a bit more. What the hell did I... Oh, there it is. I was going to say, what the hell did I do with my thing? Yeah, just a quick little dot within those areas. Just really fast, grab a little bit of color. So, doop. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like it with those little highlights right on the circles. That works for me. Grab a bit more color. Let's do this side. Doop. Doop, doop, and doop. There we go. Little highlights on that side. Alright. I think also I'm getting to a point right now where, you know, I'm starting to look at other things and then I should push this and that, and it's kind of defeating my purpose of just kind of getting these to a decent tabletop. So I think I'm going to stop. I'm going to grab some white Alchemy. I just need to fix up a little thing here that's bugging me on his little cloak. Something I actually did not show in the tutorial. Because at the time I wasn't terribly concerned about it. So, let's throw a little bit onto my palette. And all I'm doing is these little connectors between each of the little, I don't know, whatever the hell these things are, but there's little connectors. And I want them to look like they're dangling and not part, or that it's the same material. So I'm just using some white alchemy because it looks close to the chrome, even though it's not. It doesn't have the same luster, but it's bright, so that's why I'm going with it. Yeah, something along those lines, just to pick those out, just, you know, to make them feel kind of like they're dangling there kind of thing again. But yeah. Catch the raised portion. Yeah, good enough. The other thing I was hemming and hawing about was the little plates. There's a little circle inside the plates, and I was toying with the idea of painting those something, those little circles. But I really didn't feel like adding a bunch of, you know, work time to my efforts. But there are other models in the box that have this design aesthetic going on, and it would be kind of fun to repeat it throughout the rest of the models. But I have no idea what I want to do. Or should I do anything? Should I just leave well enough alone? I'm kind of inclined to just leave well enough alone. Now, is this a human skull on the ground? I can't tell because it's got like details going on the inside. But it's really smooth, so I'm going to assume it's a humanish skull. So we're going to quickly paint that up. You know what? Let's just paint it up gray. We got the Celestial gray out. Let's just use gray. It'll feel very Terminator doing it just gray. Grim, there he is. Very nice. Looks like a human skull to me. Yeah, it does look like a human skull. But there's like, if you look at it, it has like a texture inside the skull, like if they were modeling it with yeah, like brains or something inside of it with some gore. But we're just gonna do it a gray, just because it's gonna look ashen. That's the word we're looking for, ashen. Screw it, we'll paint that crumbliness on it. Yeah. See, normally when you encounter skulls on the base, usually the tendency is to paint them bone, but with these guys, I'm inclined to paint them kind of gray because it makes me immediately think of Terminator. When you see the T-800 stepping on the skull, it's all ashen, and you know what I mean? There we go. Good enough? Yep, good enough. Now for the rock, what I've been doing is, I'm pretty sure I'm using Eshin Gray. That's what I've been doing for the rocks. Some of them have like sculpted rocks and what have you. So to maintain a consistent vibe going on, yeah, because Eshin Gray is a little bit darker, but I've been using Astro Granite to texture the bases. So that's what we're going to do next. We're just going to quickly base coat this. Maybe we'll hit it with a dry brush just to bring out some of the texture. Again, I guess we probably should, since he is a character piece. Yeah, screw it. We'll add texture. Oh, excuse me. We'll add texture. Okay. Go. And since we have a little bit of gray left over, I'm just going to slap it right onto the base. I will often do this kind of thing, especially when I'm using like the technicals, because sometimes I don't want to push too close to the model sometimes, and just run the risk of hitting the foot and adding all sorts of crap to the model unnecessarily, right? So yeah, I'll do this just so that there's a consistent look across it. Especially if I'm not going to be able to get to that detail. Yeah, there we go. There. Fun. Yeah, we'll hit this with some Nuln oil. Yeah, Nuln oil. Not gloss. Where's my regular Nuln oil? What did I run over? I ran over something. Regular Nuln oil. Where's regular Nuln oil? No. Aha. Got it. Got him. Yeah, since I got this paint shaker, I use it all the time. I use no physical effort when I'm painting these days. It's just, yeah, I'm just putzing around now. Oh, you know what? It's not even dry yet. Where's the dryer? Oop, just making a mess here. So, how's it going? Going good? Yeah? Awesome. Glad to hear. No, you don't say. Well, you usually don't see that from farm animals. There we go. Nice and dry. So we're going to take some regular Nuln oil, and we're just going to quickly put a little smattering of this down, just to shade wash up some stuff, bring out some contrast, hit it with the stone, just deepen up the color just a bit. A bit more over here. Yeah. There we go. Alright. Not too worried about the big flat surface of the base, but just hit the skull and the stone a bit. So give that a second to dry. Then we'll give that a quick little dry brush. Nothing fancy, just a quick little dry brush just to bring that texture out a bit. Where's my dry brush? Let's use the small one. Yeah, we'll use this small dry brush to do that. Again, we're not looking to, reinvent anything here. Just Grim, it's going well indeed. Just relaxing and keeping my brother's dog company while he works. Cool. What sort of dog is it, Grim? Yeah, it's dry. Greenleaf Terrain Studio. Hey, brah. What up, brah? Alright, we're going to use Longbeard Gray. Because it's got gray in the name, so why not, right? Just quickly grab our brush, dunk it into the paint. Now, normally, you know, Chris, I don't usually advocate dunking your brush straight into the paint pot, but in these instances, I do. So, we're going to wipe all that off with my trusty dry brush rag. Make sure a majority of the color has been removed. And let's do a little dry brushing. Yeah. Keeping a very light hand as we do so. Trying to catch some of that texture on the rocks. That's all we're looking to do. Just like so. That is it. Again, like I said, nothing terribly fancy. And the skull gets a little bit of dry brush in there just to bring it out a bit. I want to get to this side of the face though. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. I see it looks very Terminator with the gray kind of ash skull on the base. In fact, that looks like the scene from Terminator with the way his foot's coming down like that. Kerklunk. Kerklunk. I don't know if it actually made that sound. But... Now, typically what I do after dry brushing is I usually give the brush a washing. Do-do-do-do-do. Grim. She is a pit mix. Ooh. A pit mix. A mix of pit. Greenleaf. Do you have any up dog? Up dog? What the hell does that mean? Is that a question for me or Grim? I don't know. I don't know what that means. It's that crazy lingo the kids are talking about these days. And just like that, good as new. And ready to go for the next color. Whatever it might be. Alright. Oh, yeah. Let's grab our handy dandy spatula. There we go. I have one around here somewhere. It's the GW texture tool. Let's see if we can get a little bit more light down here. There we go. Is that better? A little bit. That's not bad. Yeah. Alright. Handy dandy texture tool. We're going with some Astro Granite TM. You gotta remember the TM in there. Stuff's pretty thick, so I mean, you know, shake at your own risk, really. I wouldn't bother putting this on the mixer just because it's probably not going to work. There we go. All right. Grab a nice, healthy little chunk. And let's just slap that right on there. Typically, I just like to pat it around. Pat it around. Pat it around. It around. Actually, let's move a little bit more this way because there's this little divot in the base can't camouflage it. There we go. Grab a little bit more. Go on the back end. Get a little bit more going in there. There we go. I often just use the big broad end to get most of it on. Give it a quick rinse. And just grab a little bit with the small end. And see if we can't get some happening over here without hitting any other parts of the model. So like I said, this is why I often will paint, you know, the area around some of the details, just so that I don't end up, you know, messing up anything that I've painted or anything like that. There we go. Just complete that around. And that's it. And usually I just kind of give it a couple little paddings here and there, just to kind of bring out the texture. You know, try and keep it from, you know, looking too uniform or anything like that. Try and push that a little closer towards that toe. Hey man, there we go. There we go. Optimized. Yeah. And I wasn't terribly messy. Usually I am pretty messy with laying this stuff down, but it wasn't this time. So really quickly, I'm going to take it off its base, or off the steady hand grip, I should say, so I can wipe with my finger along the outer perimeter, just like so. Just kind of give that a quick little wipe, wipe, wipe. Just to clean that edge up just a little bit. Let that dry, and then we'll do the rim. Wish I can slap it, I suppose, back onto here just for the moment. But there. And that's all I've been doing for my Necrons, is just a real quick basing like this. I like things like this that it just, you know, obviously make it kind of no fuss. And just, you know, just go for something straightforward. It's done, right? I mean, you know, you can't complain. It's done. It's done. And he is just about done. I am done with my spatula, so I put this back. Done with my dry brush, put that back. Yeah. Yes, as I work, I usually put my tools back where they belong, so I know where they are the next time I need them. Oh, sorry. Spaced out there for a second. You know what? Let's do a destroyer. Yeah, let's get the destroyer. Because, god dang it, I can't tell if I shade washed these or not. No, I didn't. I could not, honestly not tell. They're just so darn bright. The way the light and dark plays on the surfaces. Kind of hilarious. Alrighty, so we're gonna shade wash a bunch of these guys. Greenleaf terrain. It's a joke, LOL. Most people say, "What's up, dog?" And then the reply is, "Not much, dog. What's up with you?" But you said, "What the hell is that?" Not much to work with. It's a dad joke. Dog? Yeah, I don't call people dog. I don't know what that is. Like, I know what a dog is, but I mean, like calling somebody a dog, is that a term of endearment, or is it an insult? What is it? I don't know. I don't speak that way, so it's kind of beyond me. Just giving the null oil a quick little shake on the shaker. When you shake it though, you can see. Can you see on the surface there? Yeah, look at all the little bubbles. All little bubbles. It really gets bubbly. So give that a moment to debubblify. Debubblify? Is that a term? Old Man Logan, that's why I say, what's up, dog? Instead, a subtle but clear distinction. Right, dog, yeah. Dog. I don't know. I still don't know, like... Anyway. The AW makes all the difference. Come on, Chris, you're not that old. You say dude, don't you? Basically the same thing. Okay, well then... But if dude and dog are the same thing, then why say dog? Just say dude. Or guy. Or bud. Or you. Hey, you. Hey, you. Hey, you. Something along those lines, right? I mean, you know. Anyway. Alright. Is my palette mostly dry here? Yeah, it's mostly dry. Just going to get these Necrons in the way, and we're just going to go through and start gloss shading them. Greenleaf, Old Man Logan gets it. Chris is way older. Yeah. Old Man Logan, why say dude, dog, is just adds a little color. Damn, dude. And Chris is younger than me, so. Sure. I mean, you know, we're not going to get into the whole, you know, pissing contest of it all, but yeah. Like anybody's really in a pissing contest to see how old they are, right? Just... All right. Now for the dry stuff. Just starting to slap this stuff on. All I'm looking for this to really to do is go into all the little nooks and crannies on the model and then not, you know, pool up on any of the flat surfaces. I do not want that. I'm not looking for that. Like on the blade here, I really don't want it because I want to preserve most of that cleanliness for when we add colors and such, right? So, yeah. Yes, you know what I mean. I think you all understand where I'm going with all this. I don't know why it's always this lid. It never wants to stay open. Why won't you stay open? Why? Why? Yeah, on camera, like you can see like really dark blacks and really bright highlights. That is just the nature of the chrome. Because like when you look at this under like uniform light, it's just silver. Pure silver. I should have one of those, you know, those things that people on the internet do. Memes, that's it. I like chrome. Instead of gold member, it's chrome member. Yeah. I know, that's freaking lame. I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there going, geez, man, the guy laughs at his own freaking jokes. Like, why does he laugh at his own stupid ass jokes? I don't know. And I don't know either. But I do. try not to go too ham with the shade wash. It is really easy to get kind of carried away with this kind of phase. Just, you know, just slap it on, and you know. But I often discourage a lot of people from just kind of, you know, really going ham like that, and you know, relying entirely on shade wash to provide your overall effect, right? I just highly recommend against that. Do not rely on the shade wash to provide your effect all the time. Just because it can make for some lazy painting, that's really the only reason. You know, people get kind of lazy after a while. But if you are, you know, looking to get your projects done, and you know, you're not terribly concerned about, you know, having award-winning miniatures, well then, you know, do what you want. If you want to shade wash everything all the time, then by all means shade wash it all the time. But if your goal is to become a better painter, then yeah, getting out of the reliance on shade wash will help you in the long run. But if you're like me right now, where you just want to get the crap done, then yeah, use your shade wash. Use it. Use it. I just gotta double check, make sure it's not pulled up anywhere. It's acceptable. So that's one. Greenleaf. My dad is younger than your dad. My dad is younger than your dad? Well, I don't know. I mean, mine passed away like 10 years ago, so sure. Frost 13. Hi. Grim, not much at the moment. I'll be having dinner at my place with family later though. I made buttermilk biscuits and my brother's making a soup. A soup. Ghost the Starman Deluxe, there he is. I forgot it was Friday. Dang it. How do you forget it's Friday? Like, are you that busy that you don't know what day it is? Or are you in a drunken stupor and just completely lose track of time? Alright, we're going to do some Scarabs. Yeah, on camera, these things already look like they're done. You can see like how dark they are, like around the edges and stuff, in the nooks and crannies. That's just the ambient reflection. Because like when you look at these under the light, or did I get my shade wash? God dang it! No, I didn't. I can't tell. Oh man. Anyway, all right. Yeah. So I like the gloss for on top of metallics because it preserves the lustrous nature of the metallic paint. And with these models, I have been using a brand called Spastics Mirror Chrome to achieve this a chrome look on these models. And I'm a huge fan of the paint. They also have some really great color shifts. It really helps if you have an airbrush to apply this stuff. Applying it by hand can be done, but it is, if you're not used to applying a smooth base coat by hand, using these kinds of paints can be a challenge, so be warned. And we might as well do the undersides as well. Why not? Since we're here. Let's just start with this guy, I guess. I wanted to pool up just around the corners and stuff, but I'm not too heavily because obviously it'll transfer to the other side and just be really annoying. With these little guys, all I'm going to do is, like, I don't even think I'll do a video on what I do for these guys, but for anybody who is curious how I will paint these guys, I mean, it's going to be straightforward. It's chrome, paint the eyes, done. Put them on their base. That'll be it. Like 2 steps. 2 steps. Alright. That little scarab. You know, let's do all the scarab. Let's do a word. Let's do them kind of in order and how I have them here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to rearrange some of this, though. Let's put the scarabs up front. Where's the other scarab? There we go. Put this scarab right there. Put this warrior right back here. Perfect. Organized. My OCD has been preserved. Ghost of Starman. I got sidetracked while playing video games. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get the rest of these scarabs done. What time are we at here? Holy cramoly, we've already been at this for an hour. How's our base doing? Oi, Fritz. Oh, it's almost dry. It's getting there. You can still see it looks a little mucky in the middle. I laid it on a little heavily because in the middle, as there's like a big dimple in the middle of the base, you know, that's just from the casting process. There's a little dimple there. But, yeah. Now, once this, well, we'll wait until it's dry. But, yeah, I'll show you what I did with the previous models. Because laying down that texture is really fun, but, you know, you want to bring a little bit more, so. You want to make some sort of effort, I suppose. I guess. I don't know. Where am I here? So you can see it's just a pretty straightforward process. I'm not, you know, going for maximum, you know, painting ability. I'm just looking to get them done. But, you know, sometimes that's all you want to do is just get the frickin' things done. Especially if you want to play. Just want to get them done. For God's sakes, just let us get our models done, for God's sakes. Please. Please. I don't know who we're asking at this point, but just for the love of God, let us get our models done. God, I love chrome paint. That's so much fun. And these things, you know what they look like? From Star Trek. They look like the Jem'Hadar fighters. Looks like a little swarm of Jem'Hadar. And if you don't watch Star Trek, then, and you don't know what a Jem'Hadar is, well, I feel bad for you. Because the Dominion will come and get us. And yes, I did actually chrome the undersides of these guys as well, so because I was painting them anyway, so I had the airbrush, I had the means, I had the technology, so I got them done. There we go. Undersides. Shade washed. I don't know why I keep showing it on the camera, because on the camera, you really don't see it. Because, like, okay, hold on. I know, I'm going on about this chrome paint. I love chrome. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let me just see if I can see the difference. Because, I mean, like, when I'm looking at these two off camera, I can see which one's been shade washed, which one hasn't. But on camera, it's a little harder to tell. You can kind of tell. But the one on the left has been shade washed. The one on the right hasn't. From that angle, you really can't tell which one's which. But anywho, that's why it is important to use a gloss. Because it'll keep all that nice, fun shininess. It'll keep it shiny. Grim. I keep thinking of the scenes from 2015 Mad Max with the chrome spray paint now. Yeah, Fury Road. Was that 2015? That was 5 years ago? Mad Max? Really? No, it's gotta be like 17. Right? I don't know. Somebody look it up. IMDb. Go. Go. Go now. Do it. Do it now. Alright. We'll start this guy. Now when I am applying this, I am trying to apply it over like the entirety of the model. Because there is a slight change in value of the chrome. It doesn't read quite as solely like a white. It starts to take on these deeper tones that are in the Nuln Oil. And when you're looking at Nuln Oil through the chrome, it stops looking black and starts to almost look like Eggrex Earthshade. It almost starts to take on a brown quality. So I'm wondering if there's like a brown inside the paint itself when they're making it. It's like a brown recipe. I don't know. Again, I'm not there when they make the paint, so it's all guesswork on my end. I can only guess what I see. Yeah, that looks a lot better now. Their little eyeball zeep gets picked out. Pickied out. Good enough. All right. That's it for the Scarabs. Just got one more destroyer and 5 warriors to do. And once these 5 warriors get done, I'll have a full unit of 10 with the regular Gauss rifles, and then I'll do another squad with the double-barreled Gauss guns, whatever the hell they're called. I don't know. Oh yeah, I still have this guy to do. And of course, I was talking about it last time I was assembling this model. This guy. And yeah, the frickin' arm broke on me. He's missing his little arm. It's down here on the base. You can see right there. Yeah, the frickin' thing broke on me while I was working on this. Very, very slight weathering process on this guy. And again, patrons get early access to these videos. This one, actually, I think, this weathering one, I think this goes up Tuesday. So anybody who's watching me on YouTube, yeah, this goes up Tuesday. Something like that, anyway. What was Fury Road 2015? Really? Was it? Was it? Was it? Okay, let's grab some warriors. Let's get to work. Got a message on Discord. Who's messaging me on Discord, for God's sakes? Oh, Grim. That's your brother's dog. Cute. Looks like a big suck. That looks like a big sucky doggy. I mean, most dogs that are, you know, well taken care of, they're usually big sucks anyway, so. Alright. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I actually watched that the other day, or last week. Dark Fate. It was not as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting a real disaster. But it wasn't. It wasn't a disaster. It wasn't great. But it wasn't a complete disaster. At least in my opinion. I'm sure there are others out there who would say, no, that was a piece of crap. I mean, it wasn't great, like I said. But, I mean, I was expecting something far worse. But maybe because that's what it was. I was expecting something really, really bad. Which is why I was, you know, mostly pleasantly surprised by it, you know. That could be it. Which is why I was, you know, kind of enjoying it. Go. Pull some of this excess out. I'm going to do the spine. The spine. The spine. There we go. There we go. Pelvias. Man, I honestly, I just love this effect for the Necrons. Just because, yeah, it looks like Terminator, man. This stuff is Terminator, for sure. Like, come on. Robot zombies that are chasing humans around, trying to kill them. That's totally Terminator. Some areas I let it hit really heavy, kind of like between pistons and stuff. I'll let it sit there pretty heavy. I don't bother hitting the gun right now because the gun is going to get painted with opaque colors anyway, so no sense in worrying about the gun at the moment. Oh man, time we had here, 20 after almost. Is everybody working on something? Oh, it's not dry yet. In the middle, it's still a little sticky. You can see in the middle there. Can we get some light playing off of that? Can I get a light, please? There we go. You can kind of see here. It's still a little bit wet there in the middle. Still wet in the middle. Anyway. Before I end up saying something a little too gross. Some people out there are like, come on, Chris, come on. Come on. Grim, working on keeping my brother's dog sane and happy via attention. Okay. I don't know about insane. Will the dog go insane? Or we just think the dog is going to go insane? Oh. Again, I pretty much just move the brush over the surface. I'm not, I'm letting it pool up in, like, obviously little nooks and crannies and stuff, but otherwise, I'm just moving along the surface, not trying not to linger anywhere too long, and just keep on moving. What I do try to do is like allow the brush to at least move on the entire surface, so that at least the color is touching at least a majority of the areas. Quickly look at and see if there's any pooling. I don't see any. Looks okay to me. There we go. That's another one. How's Mr. Warden going? I could hit it with the dryer for a bit. Let's hit it with the dryer for a bit. Let's see if we can speed this up a bit. Yeah, I don't know what the point of that was, but yeah, I think that looks good. So you can see there we got some nice texturing going on in the base now, right? As you would expect from a G-dub technical. There's lots of texture, some various elevation to the base. Looks kind of interesting. So now we are going to dry brush it, and again we're going back to Longbeard Gray, but this time I'm not going to use that smaller dry brush. I'm going to use a bigger dry brush, just because I want to just get more of the areas. This is a very, very minimal dry brush. Most of my dry brushing these days I shook the dry paint. Did you see that? I shook it. Anyway, yeah, with dry brushing, I tend to keep it quite subtle, and I try to only go with one layering of dry brushing. I find that these days, the way I prefer to do things, it just seems to suit and work well. So we pull a lot of the paint out of the bristles, and then really quickly here, we just come in and just catch the surface. Just like so. Not going for, the surface of the moon here or anything like that, but just a light ashen. Again, very Terminator inspired kind of color scheme going on here, so is the ash wastes. Just like that. That's it. That's all it needs, just to really kind of make that texture stand out. Very, very light. Just got to paint the rim, and that's it. And this guy's done. Done. Of course, after dry brushing, give it a wash. Do like semicircular, clockwise, counterclockwise, left, right, up, down. Give it a rinse. Now, I don't really bother, if anybody's curious, I really don't bother conditioning my dry brush brushes, just because I'm okay with them kind of just hanging out and being free. Whereas my brushes that come to a nice point, those, when I wash them, they do always get conditioned. It's always good upkeep, just, take care of your tools. I mean, these things are freaking expensive. I mean, like, why wouldn't you take care of your tools? Right? Like, why wouldn't you? Yeah, I'm fine with that just going into my brush. Because, I mean, like, it's a dry brush. I'm beating the crap out of these bristles anyway, right? You saw the other dry brush from earlier. That thing was beat. What was I doing? I was going to do something. Do the rim. Right, shade washing? Yeah. Did I not do this guy? Oh, it's just very subtle. This guy seems like it's really quite a bit. No, it's just the same. It's just the way the angle I'm looking at. Man, the way the chrome plays with your eyeballs. Okay. This guy's next. There's another message on Discord. What's going on here? Oh, somebody's sending me a message. Ebb and flow. Alrighty. Yeah, she's a really hot one around here, so I honestly do not feel like doing much today. Even though I probably gotta go mow the lawn. I really don't feel like doing it. It's too warm. I'm gonna burn. Again, if I go quiet, it's because I'm deep in my thoughts. I'm not trying to ignore any of you. Or maybe I am, I don't know. Let's go with this one. It's tempting just to kind of go ham and just, slather a whole bunch on here, but you gotta resist that temptation. There. Yeah. Where was he? He was right around here. Was he not? Was he not? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a woman? Get in there. Oh, screw it. I give up. Doo-doo-doo. One more warrior to go. Then we can move on to some base coating. If you guys are going to be quiet, I'm going to be quiet. I'm just going to paint my miniatures. Happily. In peace. I'm trying to think the last time I was really just kind of engrossed into my miniatures. It's been a while. Been a long while. is the last Necron. Cool. So, close this up for a moment. Let's grab the destroyer. Actually, how's this guy doing? Oh, I guess we can pretty much finish him off, yeah. Pry him from the steady hand grip. Got a little extra tack here. Let's pull that off. There we go. So now he's free of the base. So now we can just simply edge it in black. It's going to use a little bit of Abaddon black. Clean that off. There we go. Slappez-vous a little onto my palette. Fingers here just as I'm moving around. I would really hate to touch a part of the model and ruin the final effect. Okay, give that a second or two to dry. And we'll do another layering. And then the Necron Royal Warden, I think it'll be done. Like mostly done. You know. Done like dinner. Just waiting on that rim to dry a bit. And then we'll do another quick little layering. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, jeez. Goofing around. Almost knocked over my stuff. Almost knocked over my stuff. Oh, man. On a different topic altogether. I was looking at basically upgrading this service that I use to do my streaming. And it basically works out to be like $10 a month to go with the premium. But it gives me a much more flexibility and options as far as like tools for live streaming. And I'm just debating whether or not I want to go for it. Basically, it is Streamlabs Prime, I think it's called. And yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Alright, another layering. Because the reason I was looking at it was it offered two tools that I've really been looking for, which is a music player and the ability to write on the screen, which is another feature that I've been looking at. So, yeah. Because we were talking about, I think on the Way of the Brush, we were talking about it. The ability to draw on the screen. And, yeah. Old man, will that also work for your YouTube streams? Yeah, because everything is streamed right from my computer. So whatever I do on my computer gets streamed out to both services. That's why, like, on, you know, Wave the Brush, if somebody follows, like, on Twitch, it shows up on the YouTube stream as well, because it's all going through the same thing, right? So, yeah. So whatever, like, you know, like this whole, like, you know, the animated monkey logo that's moving right now, that's only because I'm using this Streamlabs. And, yeah. It's a no-brainer, yeah. The only thing is, though, is they don't do it monthly. They do it all as one shot. And, yeah. I've spent quite a bit this month already. Chris isn't made of money, you know. Alright, last destroyer to shade wash. Ooh, geez. Right? I gotta double check to make sure these are the ones. Right? Frick, I can't tell. Yeah, this hasn't been shade washed. Too much. Alright. We'll start off on this weapon here. I don't know why I worry about getting it into the little panel lines and the blades, because I'm going to do that glowing effect anyway, so I'm not really sure why I'm too concerned with it. But, whatever. Consistency, I guess, is really what it is, right? It's just consistency. And as Chris says, you should always work towards being consistent. If the ladies don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Some classic Canadian TV for y'all. For anybody who didn't get that reference. I like these destroyer models. They're cool looking. They are cool, yes. Yes, very cool. When does that new destroyer come out? The one that's hovering. Kind of like a play on the classic destroyer. When does that guy come out? Because he's pretty cool. These stupid new Necrons, like, I've been getting into painting these guys lately, and yeah, I think I might end up picking up some more. Just, especially if I manage to actually paint up a cohesive force of these guys. Yeah, which is the goal right now. You know, painting up, you know, another army. I have not done it in a very long time, you know, having two armies on the go. I often am very gun shy of such a thing. So, yeah. But I would like to film some games, and it'd be kind of fun, you know, to have another army lying around rather than just, you know, relying upon somebody else coming to visit and, you know, having their army. Go. This guy's done. Getting a little pool in here. Some pooling. Not pooing. Pooling. You weirdos. Oop. I messed that up on that blade. Yeah. I let it pool up on that blade. It left me little frickin' marks on the blade. Oops. Oh well. We'll fix it in post. Alright. Old man, oh damn it, those rat bastards, yeah. Time to get another sugar mommy in the stable. Start advertising that you have a Vertex mixer and will travel. Yeah, that is an option. That's an option. There we go. So, the Royal Warden is done. He is done. He's not, award-winning or anything like that. He's just a lot of fun. And he's done. He's fun and done. Fun and done. And we still have all these Necrons to go. I've got 3 Scarabs, 5 Warriors, and 2 more Destroyers to get through. So that is that. And yeah. I've been very consumed with the Necrons as of late. Just because they've just been so darn fun to work on. Yeah, what else do I got to assemble on these guys anyway? I've got 10 more warriors to do. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Let's have a look here. I'm going to switch cameras here. Let's take a break from this. What do we got here? Okay, I got 10 more warriors to assemble. I've got the Royal Warden. Oh, right. I've got the Scorpec Lord to do. And the Overlord. Right, the Overlord as well. Ah. Okay. Oh, right, and the Plasmancer. So it's really just a lot of these characters, but the big one is the Scorpec Lord. Oh, and I got the big walker thingy. What the hell's this thing called? Reanimator? The Reanimator. Reanimata. Right. Okay, so I still have lots of work to do. So getting projects done definitely will still be on to Necrons in the future. Although, I don't know if I really want to take a break because, I mean, I've been moving along at a pretty good pace. I think I really want to get these next little batch of dudes done. The Destroyers, and then finish off 10 Warriors with the Warden and a couple of Scarabs. And I've been going about the assembly of them, how I often recommend, assemblies and such. And that is work on a squad, work on a character, work on a squad, work on a character, work on a squad, work on a monster, work on a squad. You know what I mean? And alternate and flip-flop between projects like that. So, with the Warden done, I'll probably work on the Warriors next. Maybe the Scarabs. The Scarabs, I should be able to bang those out pretty fast. Just because I think all I gotta do is just do the eyes. Yeah. That's it, really. And the base. That's all I was planning on doing them. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Yeah, that was it. Really nothing terribly exciting with them. You know what? In fact, how much time we got? We got 12 minutes left of the show. Let's work on the Scarabs. Let's get back to the paint cam. There we go. Yeah, let's get to the Scarabs. Because they should be plenty dry now. Alright. I can't tell because it's gloss. Yeah, we're going to say it's dry. I have no idea if it's dry or not. We're going to get some Celestra Gray. We're going to base it Celestra Gray, and then we're going to do white, and then we'll lay the fluorescent, and that should be it. That's it. That's all I'm going to do for those scarabs. And then I'll do the bases. But I don't think we'll get to the bases today. Well, I will, but I won't be showing it on here. So, just grab a little bit of Celestial Grey, slappez-vous onto my palette. Grab my brush. Let's grab a base of Scarabs. Just a little bit of water on my brush just to thin the color out a little bit. Help with flow. Right around there is where I like it. Alright. So we're going to do the little eyeball as well as the little orb in the center. Yeah, looks alright. You can already see how much of a difference it makes with just that gray replacing the orbs in the center. Let's do this guy. His eyeball. It eyeball for balling of eyes. No, it doesn't sound right. Go through. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're just probably going to get this guy done because, yeah, we're getting down to the wire. Let's grab some white scar. White scar? Yeah, white scar, sure, why not? Doesn't matter. Titanium white or white scar, doesn't really matter. Grab a nice little helping. We'll set it right there, I guess. Grab our brush. Always frush. And there we go. Alright, let's do the eye first. Yeah, we might have to do 2 layers. just like so. See? So the next step, give that a second or two to dry. And we apply my favorite fluorescent pink. Fluorescent. We're going to give this a little shake on the old, the old vibrator. Oh, man. Oh. It feels good. Feels good. Must just sound like a big old pervert, eh? Feels good. Alrighty. Get fluorescent paint everywhere. Alright. Slap a little bit onto my palette. It's running down the side. No. Brush. There we go. Alrighty. So, the next phase is slapping that fluorescent paint down. Is anybody else sick of this fluorescent paint? Like, is anybody else like tired of me doing it? I'm just wondering. I'm not going to stop. I'm just wondering. Dang it. Oh, oh, jeez, it popped right off. Ah, I hit the frickin' model. God bless doing gloss coats. Whenever you make a boo-boo like that, you can just pull the color right off. I hit that area there prematurely. Must have been when the oh, this tab's too short. That's what's going on. There we go. There we go. All right. So the color hasn't been thinned out at all. I'm just laying it on. Something like that. Just gotta do another layer, build that up. That'll be nice and bright. Nice and bright. Yeah, I like that. For little scareboards, scare beetles. Grim. Nope. Nope. Oh, I'm getting sick on the thing. Yeah. Okay. Another layer. Now this stuff is really fantastic, but it's not the most heavy of duty of paints. I gotta hit that stem over here. Oh, dang it. There we go. Yeah, that's, you can see the difference between the core and the eye. You can see the cores look a lot brighter now, right? That's what I'm looking for. Oh, son of a bitch. Keeps popping off. Oh, I hit the frickin' leg. Oh, dang it. Oh, piss off. Okay, I'm done with that. Alright. We're just gonna handle them all. Anyway, we got it off the leg. I'm fine. Those are mostly where I want them. What time are we at here? Holy camolies. We're 2 minutes in OT. So, I'm going to put this back on its peg here. If I can. Can I grab it by a bigger part? Frick, no. Well, yeah, that's good enough right there. Yeah, that's perfect, actually. We'll hold it right there. Alright. So there's some areas where the color's hitting into other areas that I don't really want. I don't feel like going over that with a black. So we're going to use what I like to use. Quinacridone Magenta. Old man, son of a... That's what keeps happening, man. Son of a bitch. Alright. I'm just going to use a bit of that. Yeah, let's use some Flow-Aid just so to help us stay within the recesses. Just a drop of Flow-Aid. Grab the base. Give it a quick mix. Now, the whole intent of this is to hit the eyes so it rings the eyes because there's a recess around the eyes. Just like so. I don't want to hit it with like a black and constantly keep trying to come back and forth, trying to, bring the color back. I'm also just going to rim the scarab interior. I think I need a bit more color there. Gives it a bit more of an ambient glow rather than just looking messy. But that's it. And of course, any of the areas where the chrome is that I went outside the area, I can always come back. Say, for example, with the white alchemy, and just touch up those spots like on the head and just clean that up, which I'm going to do right now. So grabbing a bit of white alchemy, and we're just going to catch this area here. The white alchemy has the initial impression of dulling the surface, but once it's under full light, you don't even notice it. It's when the reflection darkens on that surface that you see the white paint. Doing a bit of edging around the power source. There we go. And that is it. That's the little scarabs. That's all I'm going to do with them. Nothing terribly fancy. Just getting them done. But that's the little scarab swarm. I think it's a lot of fun. Anywho, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Leave a comment down below if you want to change gears or move into a different project or just keep working on the Necrons. Whatever it is, I'm wide open. Because hopefully by the time we roll around to this, more of this will be done or more will be assembled. Either way, getting things done. I will see you guys later. Big thank you to all the patrons out there. If you're considering Patreon support, maybe click the link in the description below and head over to Patreon. I got varying tiers to support at. And yeah, so big thank you to everybody. I will see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah. Excuse me. Nice big cough at the end. Nice, classy. Dun 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 dun.